When you have nothing, you've got one thing they can't measure: self-confidence. It's not about money, not about fame, not about who you know. It's about what you believe when there's no one clapping, no one watching, no one helping. You look in the mirror and say, "I got me." That's the fire, that's the edge, that's the foundation. When the world sees zero, you see potential. When they see empty hands, you see tools ready to build. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You move. You grind with vision. You suffer with purpose. You sacrifice with discipline. And you stay locked in because you know what's coming on the other side. Self-confidence isn't loud. It's silent power. It's waking up with nothing but the hunger to build everything. It's knowing the gap between where you are and where you want to be is only filled by action. No distractions, no excuses, no shortcuts. Just focus, belief, and straight-up hard work. While they flex privilege, you flex purpose. While they scroll, you study. While they waste time, you're turning your pain into fuel. You don't need validation. You need execution. You don't need a head start. You need obsession. So stop worrying about what you lack. You've got drive. You've got grit. You've got belief. Now it's time to work. Build when nobody's clapping. Push when nobody's watching. Because confidence isn't given, it's earned. And you're earning yours every damn day. Self-confidence is not about feeling good every day. It's about showing up even when you don't. It's about trusting yourself when the world doesn't. It's about staying focused when everything around you feels shaky. So if you've got nothing else, hold on to that. Build from there. Because the greatest empires were once just ideas in the mind of someone with nothing but belief. You've got that belief. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop playing small. You've got what it takes. Now go prove it. One step, one task, one win at a time. It's time to work.
When life knocks you down, don't stay there. Get up. And this time, come back with fire in your eyes. Every hit you take, every fall you survive, is just sharpening the blade. You don't break, you transform. You don't cry, you channel that pain into power. Look at you, standing here with fire in your soul. You've dared to dream, to strive, to reach for greatness. And on this journey, there will be moments when life doesn't just challenge you, it attacks. It will hit you. It will knock you down. It will try to pin you to the mat, leaving you breathless, bruised, and maybe even broken. This world doesn't care how you feel. It responds to what you do. So when you get knocked down, you don't whine. You work. You train harder, think sharper, move faster, and rise louder. You don't just return to who you were. You become something new. You become a monster, not the evil kind, the unstoppable kind. A beast built through repetition, pain, and persistence. The kind that doesn't fear failure because it feeds on growth. You become the storm, not the one running from it. You stare down life's pressure and say, "Is that all you've got?" Because you've tasted rock bottom, and you still chose to rise. No handouts, no shortcuts, no mercy, just grit, just grind, just raw, relentless effort. You build yourself in silence while they laugh, while they doubt, and then one day, boom, you show up unrecognizable. Not because they gave you a chance, but because you created one. They tried to bury you. They didn't know you were a seed. They knocked you down, you grew roots. Now rise, now roar, now conquer. Let the world feel your comeback. Let them see what happens when you wake up the monster. No more excuses, no more softness, no more waiting. It's time to go all in, work harder, get stronger, and let them choke on the silence when you win. So stop playing small, stop giving into fear, stop letting life knock you around like you don't have power, because you do, and it starts right now. With one decision, I'm going all in, work harder than before, every day, every rep, every step. Because monsters aren't born in comfort zones, they're forged in the fire. And when life knocks you down again, which it will, you'll be ready. You won't just stand back up, you'll scare the hell out of whatever tried to break you.
When all hope is lost, I will not quit. When the lights go out and the silence is deafening, I will not quit. When you want to give up, just keep going. Because that feeling, the urge to quit, it always shows up right before the breakthrough.
When you're going through tough times, remember, pain is temporary. It may feel like it's going to last forever, but it won't.
There's a moment that comes to every single person who's chasing something real.
When the world turns its back and no hand reaches out, I will not quit. Because even when it feels like I've got nothing left, I still have me. And as long as I've got breath in my lungs and fire in my gut, I'm not done. I've been broken. I've been tired. I felt worthless. But I've never let that be the end of my story. Pain doesn't get the final word. I do. And every time I rise when it's hard, I write a new chapter. One where I survive. One where I evolve. One where I win. People don't see the battles I fight in my head. They don't feel the weight I carry in my chest. That's okay. I'm not here for their validation. I'm here because quitting is not in my blood. There's something in me. A whisper. A roar. It says keep going. Even when the path is dark, I take the next step blind. Even when I'm bleeding inside, I push one more time. Not because it's easy, because it matters. I may be outnumbered, I may be outmatched, but I am never out of fight. When all hope is gone, I create my own. When faith fades, I build it back brick by brick. You can't break someone who refuses to stay broken. You can't stop someone who keeps moving when everything screams stop. This isn't about talent. It's about heart. It's about grit. It's about showing up when you've got nothing left to give. So no, I won't quit. I won't back down. I won't fold. Because my purpose is bigger than my pain. My will is stronger than my wounds. Hope may leave me. Strength may fail me. But I'll never fail myself. I am still breathing. I am still trying. And that means my story isn't over. I am not done. I am not broken. I am rising. I will not quit. Don't quit because it hurts. Don't quit because you're tired. Don't quit because it's taking longer than you thought. Because one day you'll look back at this moment and realize this was the time you decided not to give up. And that decision changed everything. Hope may be lost, but courage, that's still yours. So breathe deep, tighten your grip, and keep going. Because the world needs someone who refuses to quit, and that someone is you. You are not defined by your brokenness. You are defined by your unwavering commitment to heal, to grow, to rise. So stand tall, dust yourself off. Remember that within you is an unyielding flame. Keep going, keep believing, keep fighting for the extraordinary life you deserve. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you can imagine.
Your mind starts telling you it's not worth it, that you're not good enough, that it's too hard, too slow, too painful. But that's the test. That's life asking you, how bad do you really want this? Anybody can keep going when it's easy. Anybody can smile when they're winning. But real strength, that shows up when everything feels like it's falling apart. You don't grow when it's comfortable. You grow when it's crushing. You grow when you're tired, but you keep moving anyway. You grow when you cry, wipe your face, and still take the next step. Every time you choose to keep going, you take your power back. Every time you keep pushing, you're rewriting your story. You're proving to yourself that you're not a quitter. You're not weak. You're not done. You are becoming the kind of person that doesn't stop just because it hurts. You are becoming the kind of person who finds a way, even when there is no way. And even if you're crawling, shaking, barely holding on, you're still in the fight. You're still in the game. So when your heart says give up, but your soul whispers, keep going. Listen to your soul. Keep moving. One step, one breath, one fight at a time. Because this is how you win. Not all at once, but by refusing to quit. By staying in it. By finishing what you started. Keep going. Not because it's easy, but because you've already invested too much to stop now.
Too much time, too much heart, too much of yourself. And the person you're becoming, it's worth every hard second. You don't need motivation to keep going. You just need a reason. One reason to take one more step, one more breath, one more try. So find that reason. Hold on to it. Let it pull you through the dark. People don't fail because they aren't strong enough. They fail because they stop before the breakthrough, before the miracle, before the moment everything changes. And you don't know how close you are. None of us do. So don't quit today. Don't quit tomorrow. Don't quit just because it hurts. Because pain is temporary. Regret lasts forever. And if you keep going just a little further, you might just make it. So breathe, stand tall, and keep moving. Even if you stumble, even if you bleed, even if you break, just keep going.
I don't know what you're carrying right now, but I know it's heavy, and I know you've been carrying it alone for a long time. You wake up and stare at the ceiling, not because you're lazy, but because you can't see a single reason to move. You put on your smile for work. You laugh when you're supposed to, but inside, you're screaming so loud it feels deafening. And when someone asks, "How are you?" you say, "I'm fine." Then sit in your car and cry, wondering if anyone will ever notice that you're not.
A moment when the weight gets heavy, when the road feels too long, when every step forward feels like a battle, and every breath takes everything you've got. And in that moment, the thought creeps in. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe it's easier to walk away than to keep pushing through the pain. But here's what I want you to remember. Wanting to give up doesn't mean you have to. You've made it this far. Through every setback, every failure, every doubt whispered in your ear, you're still here. That alone means something. It means you have more strength inside you than you even realize. Pain is temporary. It is a feeling, not a permanent state of being. It is a visitor, not a resident. It is a storm, and like all storms, it will pass. Think about every difficult moment you faced before. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every challenge. Did it last forever? No. You got through it. You found a way. And you will get through this too.
Every storm runs out of rain. Every wound eventually heals. And this season you're in right now, it's just that, a season. Look at you, standing strong, even when the ground beneath you feels shaky. Life, in its unpredictable rhythm, will inevitably bring seasons of storms. Moments when the clouds gather, when the rain falls relentlessly, and the winds howl with challenges. Moments when you feel overwhelmed, when your spirit is weary, and the pain, oh the pain, feels like it will never end. You may be hurting, you may be tired, you may be wondering how much longer you can take it. But I promise you, there's something waiting on the other side of this pain. Growth, strength, a version of you that can't be broken. Pain isn't here to destroy you, it's here to develop you. You've got to stop thinking this moment defines your life. It doesn't. It's just a page, not the whole story. Tough times build tough people, and the fact that you're still standing means you're tougher than you think. So don't give in to the voice that tells you to quit. Don't let the pain become your identity. Feel it, face it, but don't bow to it, because this pain will pass, but the strength you build from it will last. You weren't born to break. You were built to bend, then bounce back. And right now, in this very moment, you are being refined, not punished, prepared. Prepared for the life you said you wanted. So keep walking, keep breathing, keep showing up. It might not be easy, but easy never made anyone unstoppable. You're in the fire now, but you're coming out gold. One day soon, you'll look back at this season and realize it didn't break you, it built you. You don't have to enjoy the pain. You don't have to pretend it doesn't hurt. Just remind yourself, this is not my final destination. This is just where I am right now, and I'm still moving forward. People forget that growth happens in the dark, in the unseen places, when nobody's watching. When you're alone with your thoughts, that's when you build strength. That's when you become someone who can't be broken. So breathe through it. Take one more step, one more breath, one more try. Because on the other side of this pain is a stronger version of you. A version that needed this moment to become who they were meant to be. Pain pain doesn't define you. What you do in the middle of it does. So don't quit. Don't give up. Don't let go just before the breakthrough. Hold on. Keep going. Trust that healing is on the way. Because pain is temporary, but what you build through it lasts forever.
When nobody is watching, that's when it matters the most. That's when the real you shows up. Not for applause, not for praise, but for the promise you made to yourself. You said you'd show up. You said you'd stay locked in. You said you'd give it everything. And now's the time to prove it. Not to them, but to you. Because discipline is what you do in the dark when there's no spotlight, no camera, no cheering crowd. That's where the foundation is built. That's where greatness is born. Anyone can grind when people are clapping, but the ones who win, they grind when it's silent. They train when it's lonely. They push when it's boring. They stay obsessed when no one's paying attention. You didn't come this far to break your own promise. You didn't suffer this long just to tap out because no one's watching. You are your own accountability, your own standard, your own reason to keep going. You don't need hype. You've got heart. So keep pushing when it's quiet. Keep showing up when it's hard. Keep working like everything depends on it, because it does. And when the lights finally come on, they'll see the results. But you'll know it was earned in the shadows. All because you kept your word to the only person who truly matters. You don't need an audience to stay committed. You just need a heart that remembers what it wants, even when everything else tries to forget. So take one more step, one more breath, one more try, even when nobody's watching, especially when nobody's watching, because that's where champions are made, in the unseen moments, in the struggle, in the silence, in the choice to keep going, just because you said you would. Keep your promise, stay the course, keep going, because the world may not see it now, but one day they will, and you'll know exactly why you never stopped. Because when you believe in yourself, truly believe, you become unstoppable. You find solutions where others find roadblocks. You create opportunities out of thin air. This is your moment. This is your proving ground. This is where legends are made, forged not by what they were given, but by what they built from within. So take that self-confidence, channel that laser focus, and know that this is not a time for hesitation. This is a time for action. No matter how hard it gets, it is not over until I win. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how broken I feel. I'm not stopping here. Pain is real. Struggle is real. But so is my will to keep going. So I'll stand up, even if I've got to do it with shaking legs. I'll keep moving forward, even if every step feels like a battle. Quitting is not an option. Doubt can scream. Fear can knock. But I won't answer the door, because I've made a promise to myself that no matter what happens, I will finish what I started. I've come too far to fold now. I've cried for this. I've bled for this. I've sacrificed everything for this. And that pain I feel, that's just fuel. Fuel for the fire that's been burning inside me since day one. Let the setbacks come. Let the storms hit. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. I'll push through it. I'll climb through it. I'll crawl if I have to. But I will not stay down, because my goal is not to survive. My goal is to win. You think this pain is going to stop me? No! This pain is going to make me. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night, it's all building something. It's building the version of me that no excuse, no failure, no critic can break. So when it gets hard, and it will, I'll remind myself why I started. I'll lock in on the vision, the mission, the dream that pulled me this far. I will not be denied. I will not be shaken. This isn't the end. This is the test, and I'm not going anywhere until I pass it. So push through the pain, push through the doubt, push through the days when everything in you wants to quit, because on the other side of all that is the win, and I'm not stopping until I reach it. Push through the pain, not because it's easy, but because you owe it to yourself, to the version of you who dreamed this dream before the world tried to talk you out of it. That person believed you could, so why stop now? This is your fight, your journey, your legacy being built, one painful step at a time. So dig deep, find that fire, use it to light your way through the darkness, because no matter how hard it gets, you don't quit, you don't fold, you don't walk away, you don't give up your seat at the table, you push through the pain, and you win. When you feel like they've got privilege, like they were born ahead of you, just remember, obsession beats talent when talent gets lazy. Look at you with that fire, that hunger, that vision. You're striving, you're pushing, you're reaching for more. And sometimes, as you look around, you might see others who seem to have it easier. You look around sometimes, and it feels like the game is already won before it even starts.
Like some people were just handed the keys while you're still trying to build your car from scratch. And yeah, life isn't fair. Some folks got doors opened early that you're still pounding on. But here's what nobody can give them, and nobody can take from you. Obsession. That fire inside you that doesn't care about luck or status or who knows who. It only cares about one thing, getting it done. Talent fades. Privilege only carries you so far. But obsession, that's a force of nature. That's the thing that keeps going when everyone else quits. That's the thing that turns no into yes. That turns maybe into I did it. So, obsession, that makes you relentless. It makes you get up earlier, stay up longer, train harder, focus deeper. You don't get distracted. You get dialed in. You don't need applause. You need progress. You don't wait for opportunities. You create them because you're not here to compete. You're here to dominate. Let them sleep on you. Let them doubt you. Let them think privilege wins while you quietly outwork everyone in the room. Because they might be ahead now, but they'll get comfortable. And you'll still be grinding. One more rep, one more hour, one more day of giving everything you've got. You keep showing up, you keep pushing, and eventually they'll look up and realize the one they overlooked, the one they counted out, the one without the privilege, just outworked them all. That's how you win. Not by wishing you had their life, but by getting so obsessed with building yours that nothing, not privilege, not setbacks, not doubt, can stop you. So let your work speak for itself. Let your grind be your statement. Let every drop of sweat, every late night, every early morning say what words never could. I didn't quit. I didn't wait for permission. I didn't need a head start. I just needed a heart full of fire and hands ready to work. So remember, obsession beats talent. Consistency beats privilege. And if you keep pushing, keep learning, keep moving, you don't just catch up. You pass them, and you don't look back.
Get up and get it done, because you can do it. You've already got everything you need to start, right now. Not tomorrow, not after you get more sleep, not after you wait for the perfect moment. Right now, that idea in your head, that goal burning in your chest, it's not just there for fun. It's there because it's yours, and it's time to move on it. You've waited long enough. You've thought about it, talked about it, dreamed about it. Now it's time to do something about it. No more excuses. No more maybe tomorrow. No more waiting for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The perfect time is the moment you decide to take action. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to take the first step. You just need to move, because movement creates momentum, and momentum changes everything. You've got strength inside you that you haven't even tapped into yet. You've got potential waiting to be unlocked, but you'll never know what you're capable of if you keep sitting still. Get up when you're tired. Get up when you're doubting. Get up when you're scared. Get up when it feels like nothing's working, especially then, because that's when growth is happening. That's when your future self is being built. That's when you're becoming the person who doesn't give up. Whatever the goal is, it's not going to chase you. You have to chase it. You have to demand it from yourself, not once, every day. So wake up hungry, wake up focused, wake up with something to prove to yourself. This is your time, this is your window. So get up and get it done, because you've got what it takes, and deep down, you know it. Don't overthink it. Don't make it bigger than it is. Just take one step, then another, then another. Progress isn't made all at once. It's built piece by piece, effort by effort, day by day. You think other people have it figured out? They don't. Nobody does. They just decided to act anyway, to push forward even when they weren't sure. And so can you. So stop doubting yourself. Stop asking if you're ready. Just start. Do the work. Make the call. Take the risk. Because the only way to know if you can is to try. You were made for this. For the grind. For the climb. For the fight. So get up. Get after it. And prove to yourself that you are exactly what you've been looking for. Ask ChatGPT. You ever been told you weren't good enough? Told you didn't have what it takes? That you were too late, too different, too much, or not enough? Work like hell. Prove them wrong, because talk is cheap and execution is everything. You don't need approval, you need action. You don't need sympathy, you need obsession. People will doubt you. They'll laugh, they'll talk, they'll say you're wasting your time. Let them. Let their words be fuel. Let every smirk and every whisper light a fire inside you that never dies. You want to stand out? You want to build something real that outwork every single one of them. Wake up earlier, stay up later, get comfortable with the grind. They don't see your vision, that's okay. It wasn't built for them. While they're watching shows, you're building systems. While they're partying, you're practicing. While they're distracted, you're locked in. Because when it's time to show up, when it's time to deliver, you'll be so far ahead they'll have no choice but to respect it. You're not trying to be like the rest. You're trying to be the best. You don't get there by hoping. You get there by bleeding for it, by sweating for it, by sacrificing for it. This game rewards the obsessed, not the casual, not the kinda interested, the ones who show up tired, the ones who show up broken, the ones who show up anyway. Every single day you choose, be average or go savage. Be soft or be unstoppable. Prove them wrong, not with words, with results, with relentless action, with unmatched work ethic. So work like hell, not because they said you could, but because you know you absolutely can and will. Now go out there and outwork everyone. So when your body says no, tell it you've got one more round. When your mind says quit, remind it of how far you've already come. And when the world says you can't, show them what you already knew deep down. You already can. You already will. This isn't about beating others. It's about silencing every voice, including your own doubts, that said you couldn't. So work like hell, not for their approval, but for your own legacy. Because one day, they'll see where you ended up, and they'll wonder how you did it. You'll smile and say, I worked like hell, because your dreams are worth every ounce of sweat, every late night, every early morning. Go out there and show them what relentless effort truly looks like. Show them what happens when someone refuses to be limited. Show them your undeniable, unstoppable greatness. The world is waiting for your undeniable proof. Now, go get to work!
When all hope is lost, I will not quit. When the lights go out and the silence is deafening, I will not quit. When the world turns its back and no hand reaches out, I will not quit. Because even when it feels like I've got nothing left, I still have me. And as long as I've got breath in my lungs and fire in my gut, I'm not done. I've been broken. I've been tired. I've felt worthless. But I've never let that be the end of my story. Pain doesn't get the final word. I do. And every time I rise when it's hard, I write a new chapter. One where I survive. One where I evolve. One where I win. People don't see the battles I fight in my head. They don't feel the weight I carry in my chest. But that's okay. I'm not here for that validation. I'm here because quitting is not in my blood. There's something in me. A whisper. A roar. That says keep going. Even when the path is dark, I take the next step blind. Even when I'm bleeding inside, I push one more time. Not because it's easy, because it matters. I may be outnumbered, I may be outmatched, but I am never out of fight. When all hope is gone, I create my own. When faith fades, I build it back brick by brick. You can't break someone who refuses to stay broken. You can't stop someone who keeps moving when everything screams stop. This isn't about talent, it's about heart, it's about grit, it's about showing up when you've got nothing left to give. So no, I won't quit, I won't back down, I won't fold, because my purpose is bigger than my pain, and my will is stronger than my wounds. Hope may leave me, strength may fail me, but I'll never fail myself. I am still breathing, I am still trying, and that means my story isn't over. I am not done, I am not broken, I am rising, and I will not quit. Don't quit because it hurts. Don't quit because you're tired. Don't quit because it's taking longer than you thought. Because one day, you'll look back at this moment and realize this was the time you decided not to give up. And that decision changed everything. Hope may be lost, but courage, that's still yours. So breathe deep, tighten your grip, and keep going. Because the world needs someone who refuses to quit. And that someone is you. You are not defined by your brokenness. You are defined by your unwavering commitment to heal, to grow, to rise. So stand tall, dust yourself off, and remember that within you is an unyielding flame. Keep going, keep believing, keep fighting for the extraordinary life you deserve. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you can imagine. And your comeback story is waiting to be written. Never give up. The world needs your light.
When you feel broken, never give up. Because that feeling, that pain, it's not the end of your story. It's the part that shapes you. The part that forges something deeper. I know it hurts. I know it feels like no one sees what you're carrying, but you're still here. And that means you haven't lost. Look around you. Look within you. Life in its magnificent complexity, will inevitably bring moments that test your very core. Moments when the weight of the world feels too heavy. When the path ahead seems to vanish into thin air. When the echoes of disappointment are deafening. Moments, my friends, when you feel truly, utterly broken. You might be tired. You might be on the floor, but broken is not finished. Broken is not failure. Broken just means you've been through something real. Something that tried to stop you, but didn't. And that matters. That means something. You're not weak for feeling like this. You're human. And humans break, but they also rebuild. You rebuild in silence, in moments no one sees. You rebuild every time you get back up when quitting feels easier. There is no shame in breaking, but there is power in rising. And if all you can do today is stand, then stand. If all you can do is crawl, then crawl. But never let go of that fight inside you. People might doubt you. Life might test you. But the only voice that truly matters is the one inside that says, keep going. Even if you have nothing left, you've still got your will. And sometimes that's enough to move mountains. You weren't built to quit. You were built to endure, built to overcome, built to rise from your own ashes and come back stronger than before. This moment of pain will pass, but the strength you build here, that stays. So don't give up. Not now. Not ever. You're too close to becoming who you were born to be. Broken. Maybe. But defeated. Never. You're not done yet. So breathe. Reset. And rise again. Feeling broken doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you to come back deeper, wiser, and more powerful. So don't let your pain become your identity. Don't let your past write your future. You are more than what's been done to you. More than your mistakes. More than your struggles. This is not how your story ends. This is how it transforms. So hold on, not because it's easy, but because you're capable of more than you know. And the world needs what only you can bring. Never give up, not because it's easy, but because you've already come so far. And the person you're becoming is worth every tear, every setback, every broken piece. So breathe, keep going, and trust healing is on the way. Kill your excuses! When things get hard, and they will, you've got two choices. Face it or fold. Pain shows up uninvited, and most people respond with excuses. I'm tired. I'm not ready. It's not the right time. That's weakness talking, and it's lying to you. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall between you and your potential. You say you want to succeed, then prove it. Not when it's convenient, not when you feel like it, but when it's hard. Because real growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you've got nothing left in the tank and still keep moving. It happens when you want to quit, but you don't. It happens when the voice in your head says, give up, and you answer, watch me. Nobody cares about what you could have done. The world responds to execution, not excuses. You think the greats got where they are by playing it safe? They fought, they bled, they broke, but they didn't back down. You've got to kill your excuses before they kill your dreams. Because excuses feel good in the moment, but cost you everything in the long run. You think your story is over because you hit a wall. Climb it, break it, dig under it if you have to, but never let it stop you. Discipline isn't sexy. Grinding without applause isn't glamorous, but it's what separates the ones who talk from the ones who finish. You want it bad? Then stop talking and start doing. Get up earlier. Stay up later. Show up tired. Show up scared. But show up. When things get hard, that's not your cue to quit. That's your invitation to rise. Excuses don't build empires. Actions do. So kill your comfort. Kill your laziness. Kill your excuses. And earn your greatness. Because no one is coming to save you. It's you versus you. And the world only remembers the ones who refuse to quit,
No more blaming your past. No more waiting for permission. No more hiding behind I can't. Say I will. Say I am. Say I'm doing this no matter what. Because the only thing standing between you and your goals is the lie you keep telling yourself that you can't. So take action. Take responsibility. Take ownership of your life. Because nobody's gonna do it for you. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. So which one is it gonna be?
Hey, listen to me for a second. I don't know what you're going through right now, but if life's been breaking you, if you've been carrying pain so deep it's hard to breathe, you are not alone. Life doesn't knock politely. It doesn't say, hey, you ready? It just barges in, flips your world upside down, and dares you to keep standing. And maybe you're tired of standing, tired of holding it all together when everything feels like it's falling apart, tired of pretending you're okay when your soul is screaming for relief. But I need you to hear this. You're still breathing, and that breath, that one right there, that's proof. You're still in the fight. See, life doesn't break the weak. It breaks the ones who are meant to rise stronger. It tests those with purpose. And maybe you forgot how powerful you are, but I haven't. Every scar you carry, that's a story. A battle you didn't think you'd survive, but you did. And if you're still here, even shattered, even crawling, that means your story isn't over. You've got more to give, more to become, more to live for. But hear me, this healing thing, it's not clean. It's messy. It's crying at midnight. It's questioning everything. It's rebuilding who you are from the ground up. And that takes courage. Not the loud kind, but the kind that whispers, I'll try again, even when I don't want to. Don't run from the pain. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Because the goal is not to go back to who you were. It's to rise into someone you've never been. Someone wiser. Someone deeper. Someone unshakable. Yeah, life hurts. But pain is temporary, and what you build through it, that's forever. You may feel broken, but broken doesn't mean beaten. Broken means there's space to rebuild something real, something no one can take from you. So cry if you need to, rest if you must, but do not give up, do not stay down, because the world needs your comeback. You've already survived so much. Now it's time to become, time to turn that pain into purpose. That struggle into strength. And when you finally rise, when you look back at the ashes of everything you went through, you won't recognize who you used to be because the fire didn't destroy you, it forged you. Let's go. It's time to get up. You've got more inside you than you ever imagined. You're not done yet, not even close. Now go become the person you were always meant to be. Unbreakable, unstoppable, unapologetically alive. No matter how hard it gets, and it's gonna get hard, you don't get to quit yet, because this story ain't written by the people who start strong, it's written by the ones who finish. And if you're still breathing, still moving, still fighting, then you're still in it. You think the people who make it never wanted to stop? No! They did, 1,000 times, but they kept going anyway, because greatness doesn't tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, here's your win. You have to chase it, bleed for it, push through the pain, and keep walking forward when the pressure hits. When your body's tired, your mind's screaming at you to quit. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're getting closer, because the breaking point is always right before the breakthrough. You become someone who is no longer afraid of the fall, because you know it only makes your rise more powerful. You become someone who thrives in adversity, who finds strength in the struggle. This means embracing the grind like never before. It means outworking every doubt, every critic, every competitor. It means turning every no into rocket fuel for your yes. Work harder, train longer, dig deeper. Let that pain turn into purpose. Let that failure fuel your fire. Let every setback be a setup for something bigger, stronger, crazier. This is the moment where you decide, I'm not just getting back up, I'm coming back like a monster. Not angry, not bitter, but focused, driven, relentless. People might have counted you out, might have said you were done, finished, over.
But monsters don't stay down. Monsters rise. And you were built for this kind of war. Tough times have a way of making us believe that this is how it's always going to be. But that's the lie pain tells us, that the hurt is permanent. And it's not. Nothing is. Not even the deepest wounds. Not even the heaviest heartbreaks. You take every ounce of that pain, every sting of that defeat, and you convert it into fuel. Fuel for your late nights, your early mornings, your relentless pursuit. You don't just recover, you evolve. You don't just rebuild, you fortify. You don't just learn, you master. You get up, and you work harder than before.
Look at you! With that fire, that drive, that unwavering spirit! You've dared to dream big, to reach for a life that's extraordinary. But perhaps, right now, you're standing at a crossroads. Maybe you feel like you're starting from scratch. Perhaps the resources are scarce, the opportunities few. You might look around and think, I have nothing. No connections, no big breaks, no safety net. Nobody's watching. But you promised yourself you wouldn't quit. You made a commitment. Not to them, not to the world, but to you. To the dream you whispered late at night when nobody else was listening. So keep going. Not because someone told you to, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. And your word means something. This is where most people fall off. This is where they stop. When the motivation fades and only discipline remains. But you're not like most people. You never were. When you've got nothing else, confidence keeps you moving. Not arrogance, not loud talk. Real, deep down knowing that you are capable, that you were built for this fight, that you are more than your current situation. So don't wait until you have everything lined up perfect. Don't wait for someone to bless your grind or give you permission. If you're breathing, you've got what it takes to begin. When life knocks you down, that is not the end. It is the beginning of your greatest transformation. Because the true measure of a champion isn't how many times they fall, but how many times they rise. And not just rise, but rise with a ferocity, a determination, a hunger that was absent before. When life knocks you down, you don't just get back up. You get up with a new resolve. You get up with a burning desire to prove something. You get up and you work harder than before.
You don't need to be born rich to think rich. You need to train your mind to see possibilities where others see problems. You need to shift from lack to abundance, not in your bank account, but in your belief system, because wealth starts in the mind before it ever shows up in your reality. A rich mindset delays gratification. The difference between rich and poor isn't money, it's mindset. It's how you think, how you move, how you respond when life punches you in the face. A poor mindset waits for permission. A rich mindset creates the opportunity. A poor mindset says, I can't afford it. A rich mindset asks, how can I earn it? Poor minds complain. Rich minds execute. Poor minds chase comfort. Rich minds chase growth. Poor minds want entertainment. Rich minds invest in education. I'm here to tell you a profound truth. A truth that can shatter those limiting beliefs and ignite an unstoppable force within you. It's this: obsession beats talent, and it absolutely, unequivocally outworks privilege. You see, talent is a gift. It's a starting point. Privilege might open a door, or even a few doors, but neither of them guarantees the journey's end. Neither of them guarantees sustained success. What does? Your relentless, unwavering obsession. People quit when things get hard because they think it's over. But it's not. It's only over when you decide to walk away. And until then, until you say, no more, until you give your last breath of effort, you still have a shot. Find that one reason why you started. Hold on to it like your life depends on it, because maybe it does. Because sometimes we don't realize how close we are to the breakthrough until we take one more step. You don't have to be perfect to keep going. You just have to be willing. Willing to take one more step, one more breath, one more try. Because giving up may feel like relief in the moment, but it never lasts. Stop waiting for someone to hand you permission. You don't need luck, you don't need a sign, you just need to get up and do it. Because nothing changes if you keep sitting still, hoping things will magically improve. Real change comes when you stop talking about it and start doing it. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, you might fail. Yeah, people might not understand why you're trying. But here's the thing, you can do it anyway. You can stumble, you can fall short, you can feel lost halfway through. But as long as you keep moving, you're still in the game. People talk about talent like it's everything, but talent without effort is nothing. It's the work that turns potential into power. It's the grind that turns dreams into proof.